Oh my god, you guys. We have just been given from Treyarch the preview trailer of Awakening, which is going to be the first DLC in Black Ops 3. And included in this trailer is a sneak preview at zombies. Now, I'm not going to be able to show the trailer in this video as I don't want to risk any copyright claims against my channel, but there'll be a link down in the description which will take you right over to the zombies trailer. Anyways, guys, I'm going to be covering everything that is included in that trailer, so let's get into it. Alright, so the opening scene starts with a shot of a gondola. Now, at first thought, I think it's really safe to assume that you can just go, oh my god, gondola confirmed in this map, but the more I think about it, if you look closer, this is actually coming from a town, which I don't think is going to be actual Eisendrache. It almost looks as though this gondola is coming from the town, which might not even be a part of the map, and then going up to the castle, which is going to be the main map itself. So I wonder if maybe you start in the town, you take the gondola up, or perhaps it's just going to be an aesthetic thing, or even so, it's going to be in the map. And now the other thing that's very, very important to note is to the top left part of your screen, it appears as though there is a rocket, which we don't really know what this could possibly be, but it has been talked about a lot before, and that's a very important thing to note. Moving on to the second scene, we see some giant sort of electric ball spike type thing. And I mean, first thing is I think of two things. I think of this is either going to be sort of like a Tesla trap, like from Extinction, that kind of shoots bolts of electricity out at the zombies, or perhaps it's a generator, like from Origins. Those are the first two things that come to mind. But that's really the only significant thing in this scene. I zoomed in, I couldn't really tell of anything else. But this thing looks like it's going to be somewhat important in some way. Now, the next few shots come in rapid succession, but to me, all it really looks like is just some zombies running. You kind of get a feel for the map. But then in this scene, towards the right, you can actually see, again, those huge electric ball things that I pointed out earlier. And again, you can see another one up in the top left, and to the sort of middle left, you can see a green light, which looks like a trap, you could see. Then in this next scene, you can see a picture of the Iron Cross, which was used by the German Empire from 1870 to 1918, as well as Nazi Germany. It then skips over to our good buddy Jason Blundell, who is the director of zombies over at Treyarch. He introduces the map, kind of gives us a vibe, says there's going to be 4 zombies map as always, and then he says something that really caught my attention. He calls it an epic time-traversing odyssey. Note that he says time-traversing. I think that's going to be very important to the storyline here. He then goes on to say that it's an ancient castle, which I think is very obvious, and it's going to host all the normal mind-bending stuff that Treyarch does with zombies. So I think that's pretty safe to assume, and I feel like a castle is going to be a very, very good spot for this. He then says the castle was built upon an ancient site where many dark atrocities have taken place over the centuries. I think this is very, very cool, as it just gives you a vibe of this place is going to be very haunted. Obviously, that's probably why zombies are there. There's some ancient evil, perhaps like the one in Mob of the Dead. We don't know, but I think that is a really, really big line that he gives us, that this sort of ancient evil where there's really, really dark past. A lot of bad stuff has happened here. I think that's very, very important to note. And then, get ready for it. The site contains many deposits of 115. So this is huge and important to note. And if you look to the right, we can see Speed Cola returning. I think that was probably pretty obvious, but it's good to note. And the other thing that we can note is there's a gun on the wall to the left, which I'm not exactly sure what that is. Kind of looks like the Vesper, kind of looks like the M8A7. Now, this room has even more to offer. As you can see, the giant sort of machine in the middle kind of reminds me or makes me think that this is going to have something to do with 115. He says the place is rich with 115. This almost looks like it's an extractor of 115 or something. Kind of reminds me of the teleporters from the Giants or even the Wonderwaff a little bit. It just got that kind of like metallic electrical vibe. Not exactly sure what it could be exactly, but that orb up at the top kind of look like, I feel like there's 115 in that maybe. That's somehow extracting it and making it so that the generators, or maybe that's just the generator for the building. I don't know, but it looks important. And then, oh my god, that is a gramophone. I don't know what a gramophone is doing here in this place, but that is 100% a gramophone sitting in this room. No idea what it has to do with anything, but again, I feel like DJ Khaled when I say this, it is going to be hopefully important. Now, next up, we're going to get a little sight of a gobblegum, and then it's going to go into a full showing of what we have here, which it appears to be always done swiftly, and a confirmation that we're going to have gobblegums returning. He also says that there will be 4 new gobblegums coming to Black Ops 3 Zombies. But wait, back that up a second. We are given a sort of legend or key to the Apothecary language. So you have different creatures, which include the zombie, parasite, elemental, which is the meatball, margwa, the beast mode, a pod, a magic box, ID gun, and lastly, robot, which I'm not exactly sure what that could possibly be. Then you have verbs, which are shoot, consume, kill, open, gather, complete, spend, transform, and feed, grapple, survive, weapon, shock, and lastly, break. And then you have nouns, which include head, ritual, world, points, door, perk, power up, and trap. And then the last section of this is function or words. So all, in or into, at the same time, seconds, minutes, hour, or round, times, which is counter, only, ones, and finally. So this, I feel like if we get maybe Mr. Waffles to decode this, it's going to mean something very important. I'm not one for knowing this stuff, but look at it. It's gotta mean something. So yeah, that's the little thing that they threw in there. Now, Jason mentions that this chapter is all about introducing new concepts, so we're going to probably be learning a whole lot of new information for the storyline, as well as just maybe getting some new features in the map. Now, what I really found interesting is he said not only are we going to be doing that, but as well, we're going to be sort of finalizing some things, giving you guys some answers to things that the Zombies community has been asking for a while. So it seems as though we're going to get a lot of answers, and then I feel like those answers are going to make a whole bunch of new answers come up, and that is going to kind of set the stage for the rest of the DLC. And last but not least, we have Mark Lomnia, who confirms that this will be out February 2nd for PlayStation 4 people first. So guys, that is it. This is Der Eisendrache. But anyways, guys, that is all I have for you today. I am really blown away by this. This looks very, very cool. I still feel like there's a lot of questions I have, like who are the characters going to be? Obviously, I'm assuming it's original 4, but we didn't get a legit confirmation from that. So, I mean, I think it would be safe to assume it's going to be the 4, but we don't know. And really, like, there's just a whole lot going on here that we don't know. We've been given some information. It's almost 2 months out still, but it's very, very cool just to see that December, we're already getting this information. It's really, really awesome to see all this, and I think we'll be getting a full trailer probably sometime in January. So anyways, guys, if you want to leave a like on this video, that would be great, but I'll see you later. Peace.